If you're watching this, it's because you are either a designer that wants to get started in virtual reality or at least you're interested in Unity. Either way, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up Unity for VR so you can create your first scene and then visualize it on your headset. So let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do if you haven't already is to download Unity. I've added the link in the description, so click on it and you will open the download page and you will see that there are two green buttons. So click on the right one that says download Unity Hub and just follow the installing instructions. So now we are going to be opening Unity Hub and we are going to be creating a new project. Just create it with the latest version that is available. Make sure that 3D is selected and rename it to whatever you want, so Unity for VR setup, and just create a project. So it might take a few minutes for Unity to open, and I'm going to be using this time to tell you a little bit more about how we are doing this setup. So we are going to be using OpenXR plugin, which will facilitate the job for us a lot. And the good thing of OpenXR is that it unifies the different setups and code of the different headsets that are in the market, such as HTC Vive or Oculus Quest. And the other tool that we will be using is the XR Interaction Toolkit, which includes several samples that we will be using so we don't have to code or to worry about the setup of things like the controller or the camera. Okay, so now that Unity has finally launched, we have to make it work for VR. So let's go to Edit, Project Settings, and let's click on the last option, XR Plugin Management, and just click Install. And now, in my case, I'm going to be checking Oculus because that's the headset that I have. And then here in the Android settings, also check Oculus. And now we close this and we open Window, Package Manager, and we need to look for the OpenXR plugin, which is actually not visible yet because it hasn't officially released. But we can still find it if we go to Advanced Project Settings, and we enable preview packages. And just say that you understand that there will be some bugs associated with this, but it's completely fine. So let's close this window, and now under the packages drop down, click on it and choose Unity Registry, and now you will be able to see different plugins that hasn't been released yet, but they're fully functional. And now we will be able to find OpenXR here, and we will be installing it. And just say yes, and Unity will be restarted, but the plugin will be installed. Now that we are back to Unity, let's find the XR Interaction Toolkit, and let's also install it. And in the drop-down samples, just click on the default input actions and import them. So now you can see that there's some folder that has been created with some default input that will be very helpful in a few minutes. So the setup is almost ready. We only need to double click into our sample scene and we need to find the room scale rig. And as you can see, it has created some objects. So we have the camera and the different controllers, but as you can see, it's all empty. And this is why we downloaded the samples from the XR Interaction Toolkit before, and we can see that the left controller has some presets already set, so we can just add it to our project, and we are going to be doing the same with the right controller. So also add it, and you will see that nothing happened here. It's still the same, and this is because we need to go to Edit, Project Settings, and under Preset Manager, we will need to define the controller. So just write right here, and under just write left. And you don't need to save anything, just close it. And now just delete the rig and create it again. And we will see that our presets have been changed by the ones that we got from the XR Interaction Toolkit. And one more thing, we need to click on the XR rig and we need to add a component that also comes as a prefab. And now under action settings, we need to add an item to the list, will be the XR default input actions that also comes with the XR Interaction Toolkit that we already installed. Now for real, the last thing would be going back to project settings, and under the XR plugin management, we need to select OpenXR. And we will see that there are some issues that need to be fixed, and this is because the plugin hasn't been released just yet, so just say fix all. There will be one that is still remaining, but it's not that important. And under features, we need to select the different headsets, so select HTC Vive and Microsoft, Oculus, and Valve. And this would be it. So now we can close it, just save it, and that's it. Unity will be VR ready right now, and I'm going to be showing you with the headset, but so I don't show you this, make something a little bit more fun, right? So let's go to the asset store and let's open the package manager, and here I have already some assets installed, so I'm just going to be clicking on my assets. Well, if you don't have assets installed, You can find them for free in the asset store. And here you will be able to find free assets. So for example, I want to find a cat and I want it for free, so let's sort this. And here you can just find different models. So for example, you can just download this and add it to your assets. Okay, so again, we open the package manager, and here I'm just going to go to my assets and find something that will be interesting enough for this tutorial. So for example, the low poly desert pack. So we are going to import this and just import everything. So I'm just going to be using some of the prefabs to make this scene. So let's add a floor and let's add some plants. Okay, so let's add this cactus, make it smaller. And what else? We can add this other cactus, also make it smaller. Move it so it's not overlapping the other one. And just keep adding things so we can make this scene more nice. And now we can also change the light so we get a different atmosphere. So let's make it, for example, more red. It will be looking like this, which is way more interesting, despite the sad desert that I just created. But let's see how this looks with the headset. And let's press play. Okay, so this looks pretty cool. Look at the palm tree, look at the shadow, look at the colors, and look at the floating rock. Okay, I'm definitely going to be fixing this, but I just wanted you to know that with a few steps you can just create your first virtual reality scene with Unity, with no code required, as you have just seen, and not even 3D modeling required. We just got free assets from the asset store. So in the next video I'm going to be showing you how to make this a little bit more interactive, because as you can see right now, you cannot interact with the objects, and for example, I cannot even move around with my joystick, which is annoying me so much. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Okay, so that was it. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram so I can actually help you. And this will also help me improve, because this will be a series of tutorials about how to get started in VR as a designer. So any doubts will be very valuable to make these tutorials more helpful. So if you're interested, subscribe so you can follow along, because there will be more tutorials about this, about how to get started in Unity and virtual reality if you are a designer. And a small disclaimer, unfortunately, MacBooks are not optimized for virtual reality just yet. I mean, you can work with Unity with your MacBook, but for example, for this plugin that we are using, that is OpenXR, you won't be able to use it with a MacBook. But it's still a very good practice so you can get more familiarized with the terms.